Hello, good morning. Happy Tuesday. All right. So I launched everything up right before streaming, and Etsitsu, hello. And okay, so I think we got everything sort of started and working yesterday. I believe that um if I do like a post request to this, then we will I will actually get our sort of health check that we created. Let me double check that. So where was I? This was inside of here. So if I open up code, um, do I want to open up code here, or do I want to open up just for the code base? Probably just for the code base, right? So that would be in backend Rust Axum. Okay, then you get our hello world. I send that, and yes, okay, so we get our hello world here, so that's fine. Our tests are still failing though. Now it's a connection refused, which I believe if I go, oh, you know why? You're 3001, but my tests are. You like how I started streaming just as Uncle Scientist ended his stream? So I was watching Uncle Scientist a little bit this morning before I started like actually getting ready for the stream. But yeah, I guess I missed that timing. Or maybe made the timing. Depending upon how you look at it. But I suppose that's like the best ones if you could watch Uncle Scientist and then straight to this one. Also, hello Epic Bard. All right. So I have this running here on localhost 3000. Now, if I go to something else, I get a 404 not found, which is not the same as connection refused. And so I kind of wonder, is this... So you're exposing port 3000, and we're telling you to be port 3000. Okay, that's all fine. Down here, if we take a look at our Docker compose, oh, gross. Can I turn syntax on? Sort of. It's not great. You can tell that I haven't set up Vim for this system at all. It's one of the things I've been meaning to do for a long time. Okay, so API test depends on Rust Axum. Where's my Rust Axum then? Oh, right down at the bottom. Okay, build. So, okay, builds the Docker volume, puts the code in there, depends upon the database being healthy. Having a server mysteriously responding 404 rather than connection being refused is a horror story, as nerds tell each other around the campfire. It's the other way too, right? A connection refused instead of a 404 when that's what you want. Okay, so there's this. Now expose 3000. The way I believe that works is it's saying that I want 3000 exposed to everything else in this same network, which API test is in the same network. So environment API port is 3000. API URI is Rust Axum. That is correct. Okay. That all seems right. I wonder if Rust Axum is just taking longer to boot up. And so we probably need a health check. So let's see. I want to double check to see what can I do to run a health check. So we have this command shell thing here. So if I run, how did you become that big? That, wait, you can't get smaller? Wow, my mouse has just been weirder and weirder. Okay, well now apparently I have different terminals. Can I converge them back again? Merge all windows. Thank you. So you're like this. Okay, you're kind of the right. Okay, you're the right size again. All right, that was weird. Okay, so what did I want to do again? I wanted to I was gonna do something about oh, the health check stuff. So let's connect in. So if I do a Docker compose, I want to exec into Rust Axum with bin bash. So here you are inside of Rust Axum. I want to, ping wouldn't work. It would be, I could curl. Do I have curl? I do have curl. Okay, so I want to curl localhost port 3000 slash health check. What does that look like? Hello dash underscore world. Hello underscore world. Okay, yeah. So I get this hello world. If I do that, okay. So if I run that and then I also echo our question mark, that is a 0 exit code. So that means it was successful. Okay, so I should be able to now do curl inside of this. So I want, it's been a while since I've done this. Okay, I want to, I think it's yank for copy. That was wrong. I want paste in there. Okay, kind of got this. So command shell is saying run this in a shell, and the command we want to run is curl. Normal one is good, so it's going to be HTTP. Oh, I guess it would be localhost. Just localhost? Is that what I did? I just did localhost. Can I do this with HTTP in front? Would that be better? It would be. Okay. So HTTP localhost port 3000 slash hello world. Okay, so if I do that, and then I left everything else the same. So 50 seconds maximum wait time. Okay, so let's do Docker compose stop. So if I remember correctly, my API is just doing HTTP requests to our server. API, the tests are just doing that. They're not doing anything special, like actually trying to load the code and run them that way. They're end-to-end tests. Let's actually bring it down, and we'll do a full up now. Oh, I should have done -d, but okay, whatever. So database comes up first. This keeps on happening where it can't find the network. Do I need to use Docker compose -compose? Is that different enough? Docker compose. Okay. Docker compose up. It kind of looks different, the output here. Okay, so I think it's waiting for the health check to pass. We get that role root does not exist. That happened with our other systems too, and I'm not exactly sure why the Postgres Docker container constantly requires root to exist. I wonder if that's my health check that's doing that. It also says database system is, oh, you know what my problem is here? Did it wrong. Let's do down. I would need to do up, but with profile Rust Axum. Otherwise, nothing else runs, only the database, which is cool. Okay. Database loads, and then API test road. Oh, no, okay. API test loads, and then Rust Axum loads. Running cargo run, updating Cresto index. Yeah, this is taking a long time. Okay, so I need to make sure it waits for Rust Axum. Okay, so that's the next thing. Let's take you down again. So where was the wait with the health check? That was the next thing to do. So we have that database with the health check installed. There we go. We have this depends on database condition service healthy. For API test, we have depends on Rust Axum. Condition service healthy. Oh, found a tab character. Okay. Creating the database. Rust Axum. Okay, so creating the API. I'm surprised I'm not getting any output yet. Okay. Error for API test container flaws unhealthy. Okay, but the container, that one is still up, but it's claiming that it's unhealthy. Okay, so, but that's still up, so we can hit you with this again. Oh, that is unhealthy. Does it take longer to become healthy because it has to do all the compiling stuff? Let's do Docker logs. I guess it would be what? Docker compose logs Rust Axum. Okay, so it just finished running that. And now it's fine. Okay, that needs more time. That needs more time. Okay, so let's change your health check. Okay, so interval. Checking every 10 seconds is probably fine. Timeout, wait 5 seconds before checking again. Retries, we need to minimum double that. I might want to do something like 15 retries like that. And then start period, I might as well tell this to wait for like 20 seconds, 15 seconds, 15 seconds. Wait for 15 seconds before even trying. So we do Docker compose, bring that up now. Database, it waits. Okay, database is healthy and up, and then bringing up Rust Axum. This takes like 2 minutes or so, maybe more, for it to bring up, but we're now waiting a significant more amount of time. Zilby, hi. Want to come here? He's in the other room complaining that I'm not playing with him right now. Just staring at me with those eyes reflecting in the dark. Oh, then every once in a while looking over to the chest that I store his toys in. So we found a new toy that he absolutely loves. It's to the point where he doesn't want to play with any of his other toys anymore because that's the only one he wants. It's this tri-feather thing. So it's a wand toy, so interactive toy. And there's 3 feathers out of it. So when we twirl it around in the air, it spins and it produces this really like interesting sort of, it's light for me sound, but I'm sure he can hear it extremely well. And he loves the sound of that. He loves the fact that it's like spinning as it moving. I don't have to like make it go really fast for him to want to just murder it. Okay, Rust Axum's up. We got those logs. Test is up. Okay, so Jest is now doing a watch all. There we go. Now we're getting status code 404 for all the tests. Okay, so that's what we needed to do. Okay, good. Now we can start working on actually like solving some of these things. So user CRUD sign up is our first one. So the way we would normally do this, we can open up, we can either open up a terminal window to look into the test, or I can just open up VS Code to look into the test. Doesn't really matter. Or we can use BAT. Maybe BAT would be good. So let's head into integration tests, backend. Okay, I think it's the API test.js file. So then if I do a bat, we can see here our first test that's failing. Is this user CRUD sign up. And if we come down to here, okay, so user CRUD sign up, request failed with a status code of 404. Is there a way for me to tell Jest to just fail on the first error right away? I wonder if that would be a good idea. Maybe. But okay. So to do API, user CRUD, sign up. All right, so what do? We Axios post to users, and we're getting a 404 error. So if I do a sort of more defensive style programming here, then I want to, and let's replicate this. I'll create a collection here. So new collection. This will be learning Axum. No, this will be our API, our to-do API. And we have a new request inside of there. This is a post. Localhost 3001. And then I'm supposed to go to /users. Okay, base URL. Includes, okay, so localhost port 3001 API v1. Okay, so API v1, and then /users. So /users. I'm passing in the user to create, which just has a username and a password. Okay, So this looks like it's JSON that we're sending. So we'll do JSON, username, password. So we could just do Brooks. Password is the really, really high quality 1234. All right, so if I hit send, we get this 404 not found. So I want this to start working here, and then we can test our, we can run our test again. Oh, and I should save this. Can I save this? How do I save you into... I don't know how to save this into the collection. I'm so sorry, Epic Blarg. Like, yeah, that, you know, it's just a thing. Like, it happens every once in a while. It's like, you know, your credit card pin, somebody else's luggage code, you know, the key to firing a Death Star, you know, it's just, you know, it's so easy to have a collision of passwords. All right, well, am I just missing something? Of like how to add this in? Am I supposed to do a new request in here as opposed to just new request here and then save it into here? Oh, what a pin for your phone. You know, a lot of people, like, of course that's used. Of course that's used. Okay, so if I save you, can I, okay. Then I go here. Then I save this to the collection to do API as name create user. That is stupid. I don't. Okay. There we go. I don't like this because it's just too. That's what. It's one too many clicks. Although I kind of understand because like moving tabs around is not something normal. They're trying to like work this into VS Code itself. All right, but let's go ahead and make this work. So we're going to, under routes, let's create a users. Do I need this to be pub? I don't know if I need this to be pub. Okay, so mod users. We're gonna have to do a new route for this. And we know this is gonna be a post. So we have a pub function create user. If I just do something like this is like a 200 okay. This will make it not be a 400 anymore. Come back to you. So dot route path is /API v1 users. Service is a post. Handler is create user. Oh, and I'm returning that. That's why I don't do that. Okay. What are you upset about? The trait function create user handler is not satisfied. Yeah, it's create users. Okay, so it's this function. Hello world. Oh, it needs to be an async function. Why are you self? No create user in routes users. Okay, so hold on. Users.rs. Oh, it's right. It's the other way around. It's hold on, stop. Hub async function like that. There we go. Now you're happy. Okay, so back to this. Create user, if I hit send, forcibly closed by a peer. Well, that's a thing. Can we see the error message? Oh, I needed to wait for it to recompile. Maybe? So 3001 API users. Okay. So it could not compile, but now it's compiled. Oh, compiling. Is it just taking that long? Yes. The answer was yes. It was just taking that long. Okay. So now I got 200 okay. What I can do to rerun those tests is either I could restart. I think that makes the most sense. So that's x.eu will do a docker compose restart API test. I guess watch all is really only watching the test code, not anything else. Okay, so still failing with sign up, not surprising. All right, so expect receive tab property path, expected path data, received path nothing, received value empty string. Okay, so we did the user to create, expect the response to have property data. Yeah, it seems like I was smart in like, okay, so we need to respond with JSON data, and it looks like we need to respond with data equals response, check the logged in user, data user to create. Okay, so it extracts data out of response. And then it runs this function check login user. So it's where a bat comes in again. So what I love here is that my test here is like great. We're gonna get to this. It's like great. You created a user. I'm gonna just check the database really quickly to make sure you really created the user. It's that kind of like that kind of instructor who you're like, oh, I did my homework, and they're like, oh great, okay, and then they just open up and start reading. You're like, I'm gonna leave before you get to the part where I didn't actually do the work and just sort of bullshitted my way through the assignment before you get there, so you can't yell at me, and maybe you'll forget by tomorrow. Okay, so this was checked login user. So I have a helper function down here somewhere. Check logged in user. So expect type of user from API ID to be a number. Okay, so we expect to have an ID, a username, a token. So we're starting with a difficult one. So I guess like we'll start defensively, right? I think that's the idea of like what might be easier here. So if I create users like this, now how do I want to organize this? I'm probably gonna use Diesel because it just dropped a 2.0 release. So that's gonna be big on everybody's mind. Probably gonna use Diesel. Right now, let's do this in memory, and we'll see how to do this. We could just throw this in here, and then I can like put it out in some kind of model later. All right. So we'll have a struct. I guess this is going to be a user response. These all need to implement. Okay, we absolutely need to pull in Serde and Serde JSON. So what is that? That is quest it is cargo add. I can think today. Cargo add Serde. And then I want to add in derive, which also brings in Serde derive. Okay, that's fine. And then I want Serde JSON. And I don't need any of those. Okay. All right, so you're gonna have a data. And this data is going to be something here. So then inside of that, we're going to have a struct user. So you're going to be user. Okay, Rust Analyzer is done, so I might be able to derive this now. I want to derive serialize and deserialize. Deserialize, please. Okay. User. We like if I just respond with that. Okay, so I don't take in anything right now because of why not. I'm going to respond with JSON user response. Who is what? JSON. How do I return the JSON? It's like I need to create the new user. So if I just do let, I could derive default to here too. Default. Okay, so let response. Okay, so JSON. Is it just that simple? User response? Is that what I'm returning? Maybe? What are you upset about? Oh, private type user response is public interface. Okay, so you need to be public. Public. All right, all right. So just to check you, if I send you in, we have to wait until you're finished rebuilding. I should time this. This is going to be much faster for anybody on a Linux machine, but it's going to be pretty much this slow for anybody on a Windows or a Mac. You know, I never tested that. I kind of want to like find out the percentage of people who are using like Windows, Linux, or Macs when going through these courses. It would be nice to sort of know, and then I could maybe meet them where they are. All right, so now I get this data back. Okay, great. So, my code is still running, so I think what I could do is Docker compose exec API test into that. Oh, I could bin bash, and then I can do npm scripts. Okay, so I could just do test to run that again. Okay, so I can just do npm test. And then I believe that there's, okay, so that's a little bit faster. I believe, no, that's wrong one. I want other Firefox, please. The what? Firefox, please. There we go. I want to look up just npm. I want to like exit at the first failed test. Okay, fail early. Full tutorial for this. Just tell me what it is. It's so in the jest CLI. Okay, it's just dash bail is all it really cares about. Okay, that's all I needed. So I want so I can do mpx jest dash bail. There we go. Okay. It ran one. Still feels like it did a lot here. I was kind of hoping that that would like actually exit out after the first one, but no. Okay, never mind. All right, so expect received to be, okay, so expected a number, received undefined. It's looking for the ID. Okay, so we can continue to be just faking this out because we're that type of person. So we expect this to be an ID. You're probably a like a U32 or something. That will start with 0, which is a number. Great. Okay. So I saved that, which means that I get to wait for you to get. The only negative here is that I have to wait for this over and over and over again. which that is a really slow feedback loop. Bruncel, hello. How are you doing today? Because then we're going to be having all of these things. So you're just checking to see if it is a number. Okay. Then it's finally done. Okay, so then we... Can I see help? Like, can I actually, like, real bail? Exit the test suite immediately after n number of failing tests. Oh, and I'm supposed to give it a number. Okay, so fail 1. What? Not what I expecting. Okay, hold on. Experience Axum is going great. It's a little bit slow to compile on inside of Docker, which is really sucky. For I may want to like then switch this out and do it somewhere else, that which I don't like that. I like the idea of it being inside of Docker, but it's just so slow. Okay, so apparently, oh, it's a Boolean after n number. Why does it say n? That seems wrong. Okay, so bail doesn't seem to do it. I'm not using cargo chef. No. Okay, so if I bail npx test, I just run you. It still fails on all of these. Which kind of sucks. I was expecting it to... Is it because like it's one per... No, it's because it's failing on all of them. It's like the bail isn't doing it. Cargo Chef caches the dependencies inside Docker, so it should speed up build times. Interesting. I did not know that. I'm gonna have to add that into my list of things to look into. Let's do investigate cargo chef. I will take that URL. And add it into here. Okay. It's interesting. I don't feel that my mouse is that bad when I've been gaming with it, but it's like here it's terrible. Which is great, which is unfortunate because I love this mouse. Except now it's just super frustrating. Okay, so got that. So sign up. let's see what's happening. All right, so it passed. That next thing, expect now username to be testuser.username. Okay, so great. So I need to finally now take in the user coming in, which we know is something like this with a username and a password. So I need a pub struct incoming, like request user. Yeah, I guess it's like request user. You have a pub username, which is a string, and a pub password, which is a string. You are both required. We're gonna take in JSON. So I think this is what it is. It's a request user, and its type is JSON request user, like that. You need to derive, serialize, deserialize. And then in this case, we have a username. That's going to be a string. And I guess I don't need a default anymore because now we need to actually set what this is. So this is now going to be a user response. Data is going to be a user. No. Well, I guess we could do username is request user username, and then everything else, sure, just be default. And then we return that. Okay, so I hit save. I should time this. I want to say it's about a minute. But it might be only 30 seconds. Oh, let's see. What timers do I have in my... Okay, I could time this next time. All right, so back to you, just to make sure we got this right. If I hit send, now we see our username is Brooks. Okay, great. So back to you again, and we're going to run our tests. I can see the time it took in the logs. Oh yeah, right here. 54.7 seconds. So about a minute, yeah. Okay, so I got that. Next up, a token to be a string. Okay, well, we don't really care what the token is, so I can just make that up. So next up, we need a token. So not from request, from here, we have a token. This is a string. I wonder if an empty string would work here. Oh, I need to update my project. So the project, I finished making, at least on the stream part of it, the platform, and now I am on to preparing for an introduction to Axum course. So preparing. Okay, so preparing to make an introduction to Axum course. Okay. Okay, so you are probably done now. Yeah, so token is just that. Wonder if that's enough to trip this. The other thing is I could set this up and say like, hey, if you have to use this, if you're on Linux, it's gonna be perfectly fine. If you're on Windows or Mac, this is gonna be just the slowest thing ever, and it's gonna be super frustrating, so don't do it. Instead, okay, we can use it to spin up the database. I can't use it to spin up the test though, can I? I don't think I can, right? Yeah, in Docker. Because the tests are expecting it to be in a certain location, so it's sending an API request, an API request that would need to go to my local host, which it can't get to because of the network. Okay, so if I wanted to make this a little bit faster, let's take you down. I can compose. Okay, let's bring you just fully down. We're gonna start up the database only, so that's gonna be Docker compose up, and we'll just do a -d. That will only start the database. I understand why I get this when I do Docker compose with this space. Okay, stop, down. Okay, up. Okay, so that brings the database up. Then I want to start Axum. Okay, so that's going to be, I'm actually in, well, doesn't matter where I am. Okay, so CD into backend, sudo, hello, yo. Okay, so backend, Rust, learning Axum, and we're gonna do. Okay, you need to know what port to be on, so I need to do an export port equals, let's say 3000, like that. That should be fine here. I think so, right? Port equals 3000. Okay, so then if I do npm, no, I'm building this out, so I want to do a cargo watch -x run. Yeah, 5 seconds to run with having to compile these things. The next time that I do this is like 0.05 seconds. So it's just a teeny bit faster than running it inside of Docker. Have I ever used multi-layer Docker images in a Docker file? Multi-state? Okay. No, I haven't, or at least I'm not aware of using them. I haven't created them either. I know that they exist, and I know that like there's a use case for them, but I've never run it. My use of Docker is usually pretty simple, which I'm very happy that I can get away with simple Docker usage. Wolfrist Dad, hello. Okay, so you're up and running. That's great. Let's switch over here and I want to now, okay, so I'm in backend integration test, backend test. Great. So you need bat API. Let's actually do this. I want to grep for dab process.env. Other way around. I want to grep this for API. Process.env. Am I just doing this wrong? Grep is let's see, pattern and then file. Okay, pattern and file. Okay, so the first one, that. Okay, and then also our connects file. All right, so these are the okay, these are the environment variables I need to create. I don't have a .env. So let's create one. So let's do a touch.env. I'll just go like that. This will be fine. Okay. Maybe it's not that big. Yeah, URI. Secret. Then you are to that. Okay, so API port. Our API port is running on 3000. Our API URI is HTTP. I think I can just get away with localhost. Jot secret. Keyboard cat. DB connection. I don't have one yet. But it's going to be Postgres, / username. So I think that's going to be Postgres, keyboard. Oh, I think it was like keyboard cat, at localhost, 5432 / Postgres. Okay, so if I do that, and then we do an npx. I have node modules here. npx. I guess I could do npm test. Okay, so can't run that. Let's do npm install. test. So it's not liking that stuff. Usually when I run into this type of problem, it's just remove node modules and also just why not remove also the package lock. Reinstall. npm test. Now it's happy. Network down. Trying to go to localhost. You're running, right? You are running at port 3000, I believe. Find out. Yeah, okay, you're running at port 3000. Oh, you know what? You know what I completely forgot to do here? Ha. Let's vim.env again. I want to add in export this to everything. Okay, so then if I do source.env, now if I do npm test, what? Okay, so now it's still enet down. Why are you still enet down? Okay, so I still have all of you. Docker, yes. Postgres is 5432, so that is up and running. My API. Okay, let me also open up. Should open up code here too. Okay, so here's your API test. I want to API port, API URI, secret. There's all this fun stuff. I wonder if it's failing to connect to the database, or if it's failing to connect to my API. That was a weird IP address too. Which is interesting because like that's not my actual IP address, or at least it doesn't look like one that would be a real IP address. Okay, so if I do npx jest, now I sourced this, that should work here. So okay, so sign up, connect enet down. So what happens here? Right at this point, I think it does the connection. So if I do about to connect, so I'm expecting to see the about to connect and then not a connected. That's my guess. Oh, no. Okay. About to connect. Connected. Okay, so the problem isn't actually connecting to the database. That's happening just fine. Set timeout. Okay, so to do API, user CRUD. Okay, so then we get into user to create. We do our first test, sign up. We do this to base URL, which goes to base URL is our API URI. So that would be, I wonder if I need this to be not, to actually be HTTP localhost. I bet it does. Okay. Let's do this as HTTP localhost. Then it's going to put the port after that, and then the v1. Okay, so we'll do that. No. Get these errors, but no, that's not helpful. So each test is still running, but it's immediately failing. So that makes me think that it's the posts, like the Axios requests, that it's completely and totally failing on. Oh wait, I need a resource. There we go. Much better. Okay, 404 errors. Okay, so job must be provided. Okay, so it expected the token to be a string. We gave it a string. It's an empty string, but now it's trying to verify the token. So it wants it to be an actual jot that was signed with the jot secret. Well, that's kind of, yeah. So this is our first thing that we have to actually do for real here is get that working. So inside of here, we need a real token to come back. So how do we do that? We need I probably want like utilities to create a token, which means let's go take a look at crates. Is there a jot JSON web token? There's jot like this. JSON web token. Oh, the other one had more downloads and was updated more recently. Biscuit has more than that though, but it hasn't been updated in over a year. But JSON web tokens is not a new thing. A library to work with JSON object signing and encryption, including JSON web tokens. So this might work for us. Do any of you have any suggestions for what to use? Build failing. Well, that's not great. Dependencies may be insecure. That unsure if insecure is kind of interesting. This is based off Rust Jot. Okay, so we just go to Rust Jot. Complete examples are available in a basic one with a custom header. I want it to be like as simple as, I don't need it to be something special. Oh, wait, I remember now. If you go to Jot, or JSON web token, there's like a website for them. Yeah, jot.io. And I believe it has a list of libraries that are suggested. So filter by Rust. Oh, interesting. Okay. sign and verify is all that this can do. This is FrankJot, JSON Web Token. We might want to use this one. Here's Biscuit. This does a lot more than Biscuit does. And then there's JSON Web Tokens. Okay, let's use JSON Web Token. It has looks like it has the most feature, except JSON Web, exactly the same as JSON Web Tokens, which makes me think that's just a fork of JSON Web Token. Okay, so let's go to. Oh, this is the Keats one. Okay, that's the one we were looking at, wasn't it? Okay, so I want to pull you in. We're gonna do this in here. Okay, cargo add you. All the features are already enabled, which is nice. I want to. I guess I'll just continue doing all this in here. We're gonna figure out like how to organize this code a little bit later, especially once we pull in Diesel and sort of like add that in. Okay, so also running out of time, so that's the thing too. Let's see, JSON Web Token. So I want to get to the repo. Okay, yeah, this is that same one that we were looking at. So nice. A basic one and one with a custom header. Okay, so we want examples. I just want a really basic one. Custom header, custom time validation. Token. Okay, so encode the token with header default. My claims. Okay, so just whatever data I'm putting into it. And then encoding key, like that. Okay. That seems easy enough to do. All right, so I've run out of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put into here, we're going to use JSON Web Tokens from this. So using JSON Web Tokens from this. We've already installed it. So then the next thing to do would be to create the JSON Web Token and then put that in here in this token, which I kind of wonder, is that actually becoming a string? This token is probably something else. Yeah, it's actually going to be not a string. It's just a token type. And then if we look at our test coming up, expect the token to be a string, expect to verify, so expect that we can verify the token with the secret. I expect the token to have a username. And that's it. But then we expect that the database has deleted that and a password field. Oh, wait, to not have property. Interesting, to not have property. that should be okay. Well, we'll be getting there. We'll be getting there soon. Okay, so that's gonna be the plan for next stream. Now I mentioned this last week, but I'm experimenting with taking Wednesdays off from streaming and going out riding my bike, getting some exercise, hanging out with people, doing that kind of stuff. You know, real world things. I'm gonna be continuing that for a while, so no stream tomorrow. I'll be back on Thursday morning, and that's when we're gonna continue all of this stuff. So, anyways, with that, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It took us a while to get this going, but now we know how to set up. I think it's gonna be good. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye.